Good morning. Happy Friday to you. Welcome into My Sweet Home Living. My name's Tracy Campbell, and today is all about cardboard. If you have gobs of cardboard tucked away, listen, we're all human. We hang on to things, sometimes things for a little too long. So today, in the Craft on the Clock group, we are helping you come up with lots of creative crafts and DIYs to use up some of that cardboard. And cardboard comes in all kinds of different forms, so you should be pleasantly surprised with what you see today in the Craft on the Clock group, because I think we'll have a variety of things that you will be interested in if you have lots of cardboard and if you like to craft. So come on in. I'm so excited to see you all today. Long time no see. I'm so glad to be back with you today for a fun cardboard themed project. And of course, we're all getting in the Christmas mode around here and around the crafting world. So of course, this is Christmas edition of Cardboard Craft Day in the Craft on the Clock group. So come on in. I would love to see who's here today. Listen, if you're a quiet watcher, I want you to at least leave an emoji, leave a heart, leave a hi, just something so that I know that you're here. Okay. Good morning, Miss Stacy. How are you? Good morning, Miss Esmeralda. Lots of love to you. Thank you so much. We're going to be using some of Miss Esmeralda's fabrics today. If you are not familiar with my sweet friend Esmeralda, you can find her at Lovett's Garden. She's here in the comments, so you'll see you'll see her here in the comments if you're watching live on Facebook. The replay will be available on YouTube later on. So no matter where you're at, I hope to see you popping up in the comments today. Hello, Miss Mary. Hello, Miss Lisa. I'm telling you, I've been out and out and out. I mean, just when I think I would be getting better, I was like, oh, nope. So I was a little hesitant to tell you all I was going to be live today until I was like at least 90% sure. And yesterday was a good day. Today's hopefully going to be even better. Each day I've been just a little bit better, a little bit better. So October was a very rough month for me. So thank you for your patience. Well, I've got lots of the things that I love spread out on the crafting table today. This side, I have lots and lots of Christmas themed fabric. In the middle here, we have lots of odds and ends, lots of cardboard themed things. And I even have, let me show you this, even have a big sheet of corrugated cardboard. It's already like usable. You know, you see all these craft projects with corrugated cardboard that you have to like wet down and peel off layers. This is already comes this way. And this comes in my dog food boxes. I have dog food that's delivered, and this is always in the box with the dog food, which I think is so bizarre. But I have held on to it. I have several sheets of this, and I thought, you know what? This is going to come in handy. This is going to come in handy sooner or later. Do y'all say that to yourselves too sometimes? And then over here, of course, I have the infamous coffee podge, and I forgot to bring this over here, coffee grunge. We're going to be pulling both of those out today. We're also going to be using one of these little mini silicone bulb candles, and of course I have all my scissors and greenery and things ready. Now, let's back up a little bit. Earlier this year, I did a patriotic version of this, and I cannot tell you how many people have messaged me and saying, I can't find the video, and can you tell me how to do that again? How did you do this? Where do I find this? Well, we're going to retouch on all of that today. We're bringing back an oldie but a goodie. It's not too old, but I desperately need a Christmas version, as if I don't have enough lights in my life. We're bringing back a Christmas version of this candle lamp because I absolutely loved it. And we'll talk about all the details about that lamp today. And of course, this video, I will be saving it over to YouTube so that you'll be able to watch it in the future if you want to come back to it as reference for some things. Now, I'm going to be using several different cardboard versions of cardboard is what I should say. I tossed this over here because this was kind of in my thought process, my planning process, but we're not going to be using that today. But we are going to be using these little stackable mini, these are paper mache, but they're basically cardboard. They're basically cardboard. And they come in a set of 3. I get these at Hobby Lobby, and I absolutely love them. I stack them just like so. Attach this little silicone bulb at the top. Cover this in yummy, beautiful fabrics with any kind of theme that you want, all right? We're going Christmas mode today, so we're going to get busy. I'm going to chat with you all in the comments. I'll see you over here and up there. Good morning, Miss Mary. I feel like I have to say, listen, I know, Lisa, it's a bug, right? It's a curse, a blessing and a curse. Maybe that's what we should say. If you can't find these little stackable, these are so good because I love the size of these. Let me give you the sizes of these. Okay, this is called, they're $3.99 regular at Hobby Lobby. I mean, you cannot beat that with a stick. $3.99. And of course, they do go on sale occasionally for like 40% off. So like, these would be a perfect craft show item if you want to make and resell. I mean, the sky's the limit with these things as far as seasons and color themes go all out. You could even do a sweet little memory version of these if you're doing something for like, maybe like a Christmas tribute or in memory of. How pretty would it be to maybe use some sentimental fabrics or maybe even attach some photos to these with the little candle at the top. Leave it, you know, burning in memory, you know, in light of someone in memory for the holiday. I think that would be a great idea. This is the tall round box set, 3-piece. So we have a 3-inch, a 4-inch, and a 5-inch, okay? And the item number for this, if you want to jot it down, or if you can't jot it down now, you can come back and catch it on the replay. Item number is 1664291 if you want to order that like on their website, on Hobby Lobby's website. But I just love it. Now, if you don't have something like this, you can use the same idea. Good morning, Dietra from Colorado. You could use something like one of these, like a lemonade drink mix container, an oats container, and you can stack them in graduated sets. If you even wanted to, you could use a version of like metal cans to do the same thing, like food cans. If you save like your green bean cans, your tomato sauce cans, you could even probably do a similar version with that. However, I will say, keep in mind with how you're going to attach your candle or what type of candle that you'll be using on the top, because that could play an important role with whatever material the objects, the boxes or the cylinders that you choose to use, okay? Which is another reason why I love these cardboard, paper mache type things, because you can cut through these really easy with a craft knife or even like a sharp pair of scissors or something like that, which I have been on a manhunt this morning trying to find my craft knife, and I don't know what I've done with it. I've looked at my sewing station, I've looked everywhere, and I don't know where it's disappeared to, but we're going to make do. What I start with is the very tops. We're going to pull all the tops off. Let's set these over just for a few minutes. And the quickest thing to start with, what did I just do with that little lid? Did it roll off? It's hiding from me. While you're shopping at Hobby Lobby, let me just tell you, I love these little things, and I'm gonna be using one of these on the topper of this. These are napkin rings, but they look like little mini candle rings to me, and I absolutely love them. Hey, Miss Judy, I've missed you all too. They are perfect for these little candles, okay? Let me just show you. I've used them in all kinds of things. You see this little candle lamp lantern right here? I even have one in that. I have these all around on my chandeliers above my dining room table and things like that. I just put these, and it gives you just a soft touch of winter warm coziness to last all season up through to spring. There's nothing that says just Christmas about these, and that's why I love these too. I think they're like $1.99 regular, so when they're on sale for Christmas stuff, I have bought probably 40 of these already, and I'm going back for more today. But I love them, and the price point is perfect. So I love putting them on little candles. Did you see just how quickly that transformed that, like, woohoo? Bam, right there, turned it into Christmas mode or winter mode. You know, I don't know about you all, but when I take down my Christmas decorations, I'm like, things can look really bare. But if you keep little things like this around, it just I mean, just warm and cozy up until it's time to bring out your spring greens, okay? All right. Stop yapping, Tracy, and get busy. I love talking to y'all and telling y'all about all the things that I love finding and that I'll be using. And that's why many of you have been asking me where to get these things and what I use. I get the little candle lamps on Amazon. And usually you can buy like a 2-pack at a little bit better price than just the singles, okay? But they're the perfect size because they're a little bit short. Let me show you the box again. It does not say how tall they are. Oh, yes, 3-inch tall candle lamp with silicone bulb, okay? That's what I get, and they come in a box just like that. The bulb is already included, so that makes it even that much better. Good morning, Miss Jo Helen. I know this is not a completely new idea. We did one back earlier this year for Americana themed, like so for 4th of July and through the summer. And I have put that one away, and it just killed my heart to put it away because I loved it. And so I thought, you know what? I need to do one for Christmas or winter and all the things because they're just too sweet. And I will tell you, if you are short on space, I know we all can kind of be in that same situation too. When you're creating things vertical, it takes up less space. It just takes up the vertical space instead of, you know, needing a lot of counter space or table space or anything like that. These are super cute to put in a bathroom, in an entryway. You could even put these, I think you could get away with putting these maybe on a covered porch, possibly. Depends on how much weather, you know, moisture and weather that your porch gets underneath if it's covered. But I wouldn't think too hard about it because honestly, these little box sets are so reasonably priced. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Okay, and you can reuse that little candle lamp. You can, if you know, I'm going to be gluing mine on the top, but you can take it off and reuse it relatively easy. All right, now while I have this paint a little bit damp, you'll know what I'm going to do. We're going to sprinkle it with, I forgot to bring a little cup of water. Let me set this on a paper towel. Oh, I dropped it. Let's set that right there. And while we're doing that, I'm a little rusty. I'm a little rusty. I feel like I have forgotten all the things almost. I'm going to sprinkle, like I forgot to bring like a plate or something to the table to catch my extra cinnamon. So I'm going to have to use my paper towels today. I am not going to spray sprinkling glue on the tops just yet. I'm just going on the sides while the paint is still damp. And that's why I kind of just touched it with that sponge brush one more time to kind of get some wet spots on it. This one had already started to dry on me. I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. I will do the tops again later, but if you put cinnamon on the top, your pieces, when you go to secure them, I do glue them together. They will not, the glue will not hold if it's touching that cinnamon. Let me slide this over. I got a little bit of cinnamon on top. That's all right. We'll dust it off. A little bit won't hurt. And what I could do is I probably could just go around. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. I'm going to try to keep it around the edges as much as I can. My little sprinkler is not shaker. There we go. Not wanting to work. I'm just going to kind of go around the outer edge. I'm going to avoid the center as much as possible. That way my glue will still stick. And I don't need a ton of glue when I go to secure those together. Really just a dot in the center and it's good. Sprinkle. This one may already be a little too dry, but we're going to go for it. I can always kind of touch it back up later if I need to. Okay, I should have known the cinnamon would get everywhere, right? What am I thinking? Like I said, I'm a little rusty. Okay, I'm getting cinnamon on my fabric scissors. I don't really want to do that. Okay, while those are drying, let's pull out. We have 290 in the house. I'm so excited to see y'all. Come on in here. My comments have stopped working up there. There are, oh yes, where did I get the napkin rings? They are from Hobby Lobby. They're in the Christmas. Now, they're not, in my Hobby Lobby anyway, they're in a little bit different section. They're not right in the middle of all the Christmas stuff. It's kind of, in my Hobby Lobby, they are back by like the area where they have all the paper mache types things and cardboard things, where they have like the wood section, the wood pile section of things. They're kind of tucked back in there. They even have some placemats. I think I told some of y'all this story on my last live, which was been ages ago. They even have some placemats that have like the Christmas wreath greenery look to them. And I didn't know I needed them, but the worker there in Hobby Lobby, she must have thought I needed them, but she told me about them. So I grabbed some. Now, they're a little bit pricier, but I have one of those sitting on top of my nail keg barrel right here, and it just gives a little base of greenery without being a whole lot, but it's kind of flat, but it just has that greenery spread out on it. Be beautiful to put like your table setting charger plates on. But I was going to spread like 3 or 4 of them out in the center of my table and make it sort of like a table runner kind of idea. But I pulled one out and put one right underneath my little house up there, and then put a little red pitberry garland on top of it. And it turned out, I think it turned out really pretty. So I may go back and grab some more of those as well. Who knows? All right, I'm getting a little bit ahead of the game, but I got my coffee. Oh gosh, I did not shake that up good. Do you see where it's settled? I haven't used it in ages. Good morning, Miss Sue. Good morning, Gail and Linda. How are y'all? So I have to just shake it up. That's where the glue and the coffee water has separated, because it's been sitting for a long time. Janice, I would love to show you, but it's sitting under that, and I would knock everything under the sun off that. I do have a few more, but they are tucked away in my dining room. But I will show you. I'll show you on one of my lives in the next coming days. It has been a while, Miss Donna. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, that's right. It's one of those napkin rings that we use for everything else. I don't know, if, for those of y'all that are hopping on late, I use these on all my chandeliers. You all know the chandeliers that I have. I've shown you all some of the ones I get on Marketplace. They're kind of like that colonial primitive style. But I put these on each one of my little candelabra lamps that are on my chandeliers. I put those on there, and it just gives you like that warm, fuzzy feeling. And I put them on all of these little candles that I have around the house. I pop them on that. Isn't that amazing? I mean, they're the perfect size, and they're only like $1.99. But, you know, with Christmas stuff, they're even marked down even less than that. So my little Paul Revere, I think that's the little lantern right there. I stick them on top of those. I mean, anywhere and everywhere I can tuck them on. Y'all know how I love candle lamps. I love them, and I use them on everything. So I've probably purchased 40 or more. No shame. Hello, Miss Natalie. How are you? I've missed you all so much, and it feels so good to be back. All right, I have to pick 3 coordinating fabrics for these cardboard containers to create the stackable lamp. I've got to get on the ball here. I'm just having fun. Listen, I could be back live again later. I think we have an opening in the Craft on the Clock group at 1:30. It's a possibility. I'm not saying for sure, but it's a possibility I may be back then. I have to pull out some fabrics that are going to coordinate and give me that Christmas feel. I have some beautiful fabrics from Miss Esmeralda at Lovett's Garden. You do the same. You love them. I wish you could find them. Oh, I know. I love them. Do you see this? I want to show you all this. I don't know if we're going to use it, but it's so pretty. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. There's lots of little scenes that we could use on this. And of course, this has already been grunged and spiced, because that's what Miss Esmeralda is so good at. If you haven't caught one of her live sales in a while, I would love for you to go check her out at Lovett's Garden. LUVVITS-garden. It's so good to be back, Miss Pammy. I have missed you all. Hobby Lobby, Renee, that's where I get they're napkin rings. You won't find them in with the wreaths. You'll find them in with like the placemats and napkin rings, okay? But those are kind of separate, but they're still part of the Christmas. It's a little napkin ring. And by George, you could use them as napkin rings if you want to. But for $1.99, I believe that's what they were. I've cut all the price tags off of mine. But, and they're even cheaper than that, but when you add the Christmas discount. Right now, I am looking for a coordinating fabric, okay? I have pulled all of my coordinating fabrics, my Christmas-themed fabrics. You all, I'm so excited. I'm just starting to reorganize my craft room organization-wise. And I have a whole shelving system designated just for my fabrics. I am so giddy, it's not even funny. It's still a work in progress. It's still a hot mess because I've really just started it. But I'm having some wood shelves custom built. This whole right side of my craft space is going to be a whole wall of organization that I'm so excited about. So the fabrics that Miss Esmeralda has, I have oodles and oodles that I just cannot stand not being able to see and use. So all of my fabrics are going to be right up there on those shelves, and I can just sit back here, drink my hot cocoa, and stare at my fabrics. I'm just joking, kind of, sort of. I don't know. Gosh, I don't know. What am I going to do here? I like this one. Okay, so the bigger print, you know, the bigger that the pictures are on your fabric, the bigger your object needs to be. Okay, so like if I were to use this one on this little bitty container, it would not do it justice because you wouldn't hardly see any of the print. Do you see that? But if I were to use that on a bigger container, I'm going to be able to see more of those beautiful images. Let me just show you. And just do a dry run, do a wrap, and just kind of pull it under there and just get a feel for what it's going to look like. You can do that, right? I love this scene right here. And in fact, I think that's going to be my decision on this one. I want to use that one on this container. I believe that's choice decision made number one. Decision made number one. Okay, number two, if I'm going with a lighter color here, I need to go light, dark, light. Kind of alternate the colors so that they'll contrast correctly together. It's easier on the eyes. So, or same with pattern and solid. Something that you can alternate with. I really love this one. This one reminds me of like a little cross stitch. Let's see here. And this goes lots of different directions. I'm trying to see if it has one specific, no, it just has snowflakes. It has little cross stitch patterns. I really like that. Is it too busy? I don't know. Let's just see. Let's test it and see. And of course you're gonna have a little bit of a black separation in between them. I almost think that's too bright. I could grunge it. I could grunge it even more and darken it. But I think it might be a little too busy. It might take away from that bottom. Okay, here's another option. Oh, those candy canes. Those candy canes are cute. I may just have to make more than one. I may just have to. Hang with me. Here, I want more red. Okay, I'm going to pull out some fabrics that I have from Miss Mary Lou, one of my sweet followers. That's it. That's it right there. I love that right there. She has sent me a box of beautiful fabric. She was cleaning out her fabric stash, and she was so generous and kind to share them with me. I like that Christmas plaid right there. Okay, I like that. Material. Josie, most of material comes from Miss Esmeralda at Lovett's Garden. You'll see her in the comments today. You can find her on Facebook. She has live sales that you can shop from, but she always has beautiful collections of fabrics and materials to choose from. Lovvits. I hope I spelled that right. Lovett's Garden. That's where she has the most beautiful fabrics. Now I'm going to try this red one more time. I really do want a pop of red. We're just doing a dry run here to see what we're kind of looking at here. I love that red, but it's still just not going. It's not going. I want to make it work. I want to make it work, and I still might. Let me look and see if I have one more option for a red. If it's too bright, I'm not going to let that stop me because I can darken it. I really can. And I think that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Okay. All right. Let's start with the bigger one first. And what I need to do is I need to get my fabric on here. I need to cut my fabric. And of course, that picture that I wanted is right in the middle. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that one. That's Santa. I do have to make sure. I can't piece this. I have to make sure. Oh my gosh. I think that's it right there. Hold on. I can piece this together, and I think I probably will. That could be one part of the box, and then I can cut the other little piece to include that other little scene that I love. Okay, I'm going to start getting this whipped together. So y'all just keep on talking in the comments. Yes, there's Miss Esmeralda at Lovett's Garden. Yes, there you are. You can find her on Facebook. She has live sales. Her and her husband, Chad, they have the sweetest family. They are in Texas, so everything that you purchase from them is, of course, going to be straight from Texas, and they are the sweetest family. I love them dearly. I wish I could just have her as my neighbor. That's what I wish. Okay. Now, I don't know how, let's just say I'm going to cover half of this box with this scene and the other half with the other scene. How about that? That's what we're going to do. Okay, and all I'm doing is making a little snip and then tearing, and it tears perfectly. There we go. There's piece number one. So I'm going to coffee podge, Mod Podge, whatever you want to use, that right on to that box right there. And Miss Esmeralda, I don't know if you have any more of this fabric, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And then this one, we're going to have this scene over here. Okay. So keep in mind, if you have fabric like this that you are wanting to get a complete picture of on your cylinder and be able to visibly see it, keep in mind that your lid goes down over the edge of your container a little bit, okay? So about an inch of it is not going to be seen at the top, okay? So for example, like this one right here, the lid is going to come down over this a little bit. So, you might want to just kind of visually get a balance for what's going to be seen on your container whenever you put it on there, okay? All right, well, let me get this one cut. If I hadn't have already packed away all of my Americana stuff, I would have pulled out, that other lamp to show you all. If you don't remember it, how sweet they are. I mean, they're just perfect for these little boxes to make these little stacked lamps. And they're so easy, and they don't cost hardly anything. And I love the idea. If you have, a stash of fabrics that maybe belong to your grandmother, or I'm just sizing this up. I need to go just a little bit longer. Or even a shirt. If you have a shirt, I know sometimes you see like memory quilts made with shirts from a loved one. You could even do the same thing. You could use some of their shirt fabric and put that on these boxes. Okay, now I'm ready for the coffee podge. Let me shake it up because it's already starting to separate again. There we go. Now I'm going to go kind of, I don't know. Sometimes it's a little tricky for that fabric to stick. So sometimes you kind of gotta know exactly how much to put on it. I know that sounds silly, but if you put too much, it will soak through your fabric, and I'm okay with that. But I don't want it to be soaking through all over my fabric, and I want to see little bitty wet spots here and there on my fabric, yes, but I don't want it to completely saturate it to the point where it completely wettens and dampens the fabric. Okay, so there's a fine line of balance on too much and not enough, because if you don't put enough, it's not going to stick good. Of course, you can always come back and add more, not a big deal. So this one is going on right there. And if you have a little bit too much, that's okay. You can just cut it right off. You can overlap it, whatever you want to do. Now, I will say I've seen Miss Esmeralda create some similar boxes, and she makes little rips and tears in her fabric and then kind of opens them up to make them look a little bit even more tattered and torn. Such a sweet idea. And I may do that, but I'm just trying to get these finished for y'all today. I don't know if I'll have enough time to devote to that, but we might, we'll see. Okay, so you see I have a little bit of extra. Right there is my ending spot. I have a little bit of extra, so you can rip that right there where those two pieces meet. None of these fabric scraps are going to waste because we will have a little rag bow that we're going to put on the top. Now, I didn't have this completely covered over here. Coffee podge, you could use Mod Podge. I have Coffee Podge, which is just regular school glue mixed with a little bit of my coffee grunge mixture, okay? It's basically like a coffee stain with a little bit of cinnamon and vanilla, instant coffee, and water. Those are really the ingredients that make that up. And I'm putting that on there, and I am pressing my fabric down onto that really good. And I'm going to have a few spots where that glue will pop through. And when I do, I'm going to check it here in just a minute. When I do, I'm going to hit those wet spots with a little bit of cinnamon, okay? And it's going to look really blotchy at first, but you got to trust the process, okay? All right, I have some wet spots right in here because I've pressed that down with my hand, and it's bringing that glue through to the top of the fabric. So I'm going to take my cinnamon and I'm going to sprinkle it on there, okay? And what I'm going to do is take my hands and I'm just going to brush, I guess, rub it, whatever you want to do, scrape it, move that cinnamon across the top of surface of your fabric. It's going to give you a little bit more of a grungier look, but that cinnamon will stick to that glue that's coming through from the bottom up to the surface. And it's going to smell absolutely divine. It will. Okay. So box number 1 is almost finished. What I need to grab, hold on just a second. I need to grab my little ink set. This is totally optional. Don't have to do this. But I like taking like a dark brown little like distress ink pad or whatever, and I like to go around the bottoms. Okay, let me show you right here. Let's do a quick before, okay? I will paint the bottoms of these black too to finish them off. You can see where I have used this little ink pad so much. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to rub it around the bottom of that fabric Do you see what it's doing? It's raveling it out, and it's also giving me a little bit more of that aged look. And if it pulls away a little bit, that makes it even look more vintage. Okay, now you can do that all the way around. You can do it in just certain areas if you want, but that's what I'm going for. You see how tattered and torn and ripped and aged and loved that is? Okay, so this is dry. So what I'm going to take this, I'm going to take my hand. That's cinnamon. It's fine. It's fine. I was trying to avoid it from getting in the center of that lid, but it'll be all right. I'm just going to rub that cinnamon in so that I get a little bit more. Now, my lights are really intense, so it looks a little bit more, I don't know what you want to say, a little bit more, a little brighter than what it would normally. So that is box number 1. I may come back and add a little bit more cinnamon to that, but so you see, let me see here. There's the Santa. That is a beautiful view right there. And here's the little Christmas children on the sled. So that is a perfect layout of my imagery. So wherever I set this lamp, I want to keep in mind where I want the front to be, where it's going to be seen. If it's going to be seen from all sides, keep that in mind when you're selecting your patterns and fabric choices, okay? Good morning, Miss Deborah. How are you? Yes, the rest of them are about to be shipped out. I mean, I'm telling you, never in my life did I envision on having those this long. But yes, they are just about completely sent out. Thank you so much for your patience. Okay. Now, let's go with this. Woohoo. This pattern material will be a little bit easier because I'm only going with one fabric for this, one piece, that's what I should say. We pieced that other one together because we had 2 little seams that we wanted on there, or that I wanted on there. Y'all are probably telling me all behind the scenes, I just can't hear you, but you're probably telling me the same thing. Okay, let me get a check on the time. 9:38, we got, woo. We'll see, this might be a 2-parter. Y'all might have to make me for sure be back at 1:30 to finish this. I need to check the calendar just to make sure that no one else has grabbed the 1:30 time slot. If you don't know, it's Cardboard Christmas Edition Day. Christmas Cardboard Craft Day in the Craft on the Clock group. Y'all know that's my second home, is the Craft on the Clock group. And today is all about Christmas cardboard crafts and DIYs. So we love cardboard. You all love cardboard. And so we always take some of our most loved themes throughout the year and give them a Christmas edition. And that's what that's about today. All day long in the Craft on the Clock group, all the way up until like almost 10 o'clock tonight. And then next Friday is Dollar Tree Christmas Edition Craft Day. So every Friday we have a theme. So all the videos, all the live shows that you see on Fridays are all usually themed with a certain item or certain supply, certain, you get the idea, right? All right, I went a little heavy with this. So I'm kind of coming back and grabbing some of this excess off. All right, let's put this on. Now, the thing about this, I need to make sure that my lines are straight. Okay, if you want to find the Craft on the Clock group, I will have the link for you in my video description so that you can click on it and find it. And if you're not a member of the Craft on the Clock group, you just have to request to join. It's just a free group. It's just where we have live craft shows Monday through Friday, early morning till late at night. And it's an amazing place to be. You just got to make sure you answer all the questions when you click join, because that helps us keep the not so interested people out of our group. You know what I mean? So online spaces can be a little crazy. So we just try to keep it in a safe group, and that's why we have those questions there. But if you don't answer the questions when you click to join, the system will automatically decline you after, I think, 24 hours. So you want to make sure that you do that. Okay, I've repeated that same process with that middle jar, or I said jar, didn't I? That middle box. Okay, now just for the sake of time, I'm not going to take my ink pad. I need to kind of glue this down on the inside so that it holds it. That's another thing that I forgot to do on the first one. Wrap that fabric down inside the top of that box so that when you put your lid, take your lid on and off, you're not constantly pulling that fabric away from your surface on that box. Okay, top one, all we have left to do. We're going with this red. We're going to have to grunge it up a little bit. Oof. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this fabric again, and I'm going to find possibly, let's see here. Is there a little spot here? Here's a sweet little spot right there. I do want red to show though. Here's a good little spot right here. I'm looking at the fabric itself to find areas where it's smaller designs on it and has some red. So this is what I'm going to do. Have y'all been telling me to do that all along? And I just haven't seen it. Let's see here. Let's cut this down to size. Okay. Cut it a little bit wider than you need so you'll have enough to wrap it. Oh, that's a sweet little picture right there. Mm-hmm. I think, oh my gosh, what do I think? Esmeralda has such a pretty fabric. I mean, it's like, oh, almost rips my heart out to tear it apart. So that's why I'm trying to make sure that I use the little areas where the images are just too good not to use. There's a sweet little girl on the front of, oh, let me show you. Oh, we got 2 minutes, y'all. 2 minutes. I'm not going to be able to show you. Let me whip this on here. And I'm going to make a little rag bow using these same fabrics, okay? Y'all know how to make a rag bow, right? You just tear strips of fabric about 1 inch. I'm going to do about 3/4 of an inch wide, okay? And I'm going to make a little rag bow to attach at the top along with that little Christmas napkin ring that I showed you. And to put up there with my candle on top. Now, usually, here's what I do with my candles. I usually cut holes down through my boxes so that I string the cord all the way down through and out the bottom and back, the bottom back of my containers so that the cord is not in the way and visible, okay? But now I will do that, off of camera, so I don't want to lose time here. Now, I've dusted this one pretty heavy, and it still needs to dry a little bit. I just kind of keep tapping it, and it will eventually come off. That red blends better. And then here's a little picture of a little girl. You'll see that little girl. I'm going to tear her out, rip her out, and I'm going to put her as the center on that, I think. Or I could put her on the front of that right there. I was going to use that corrugated cardboard to cut out a star. I ran out of time. Let's see here. Now, this candle goes right on top like this, okay? I'm going to glue all these together, okay? In comes the napkin ring. Then the fabric bow, the little ribbon, the scrappy bow, will go right up here at the top. It will have all of the pieces, coordinating fabrics with the bow. I tied up at the top, and I'm telling you, it comes out so cute. So cute. So I'm going to check the calendar see the schedule today. It's possible that I may, if the 1:30 is open today, I will be back with you all at 1:30. And if it's not, I'll finish it up, the finishing touches, and share a photo with you. Okay, look, I'm so glad I got to see you today. Let me, I'll check the calendar and I'll let you know. I will share that on my Telegram channel and my Messenger broadcast channel. I'll also make a post on my page for you so that you'll know for sure if I'm coming back on at 1:30. If you do not see me make a post, that means I will not be back at 1:30 live anyway. Okay? I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day.